Good evening and a warm welcome. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Griha Atul. We are beginning the broadcast with some breaking news that we are getting, as we are now learning that the probe committee that was formed to investigate the IndiGo flight disruptions has gone on to observe that the airline's management failed to adequately identify planning deficiencies, also maintain sufficient operational buffer, and effectively implement the revised flight duty time limitation, or the FDTL provisions. These lapses have resulted in the widespread flight delays and large-scale cancellations that had inconvenienced all the passengers. DGCA has now gone on to impose a penalty of the tune of 22.2 crore rupees or IndiGo Airlines, and also served a caution to its CEO and senior vice president has been relieved of the current operational responsibility. Big update, big piece of breaking news that we are getting on the broadcast. The warning to accountable manager, the deputy head flight operations, also the AVP crew resource planning, and the director flight operations. So all of them have been issued with this show cause, and also these penalties, a tune of 22.2 crore rupees that's been issued against IndiGo Airlines parent company. My colleague Anvit Srivastav with that big news break right here on the broadcast on the prime time today. And with more details on this, this is a massive update that we are bringing for our viewers. We're talking about how and what this probe committee has now found out.
Yeah, certainly, NC. It was 7 to 8 days of mayhem, and more than 2,500 flights that were cancelled, close to 2,000, more than 1,800 that were delayed, and more than 3 lakh passengers who were stranded across country because of these flight disruption. And now DGCA's committee that has come out with this detailed report and finding, they've made it clear that it was inadequate regulatory preparedness that was in the middle of this entire chaos, and they have gone on to detail that and the committee, in fact, the DGCA committee that was set up to only to probe this incident, it has observed that airline failed to adequately identify planning and planned deficiencies. Also, to maintain the sufficient operational buffer that the airline's duty is, it was not effectively done, and it also failed to effectively implement the revised FDTL. The FDTL norm that were revised, that came in previously but were put in abeyance only after this chaos came in, and then how airline failed to put or to manage rosters according to the new FDTL norms. That has also been mentioned in this. Other than the penalties that have been imposed, severe warnings have been issued to the top management of IndiGo, and it also includes the CEO and the COO. Now, it goes on to say that caution to CEO for inadequate overall insight of flight operations and crisis management was issued. Other than this, also warning to accountable managers of CEO also for failure to schedule this, but also to failure to implement the revised FDTL according to the civil aviation requirements, leading to widespread disruption. Further, it goes on to mention, Griha, that warnings were also issued to senior vice president level officers with directions to relieve him. Not only that,
so has he been sacked?
Additionally,
what does relieving him of current operational responsibilities really mean, Anvit? Has he been sacked?
A lot of changes have been made in the top management of IndiGo after this, also because it was given IndiGo was given hard words from DGCA, not just from the regulators, but also now the committee that was set up and that has come out with its detail. It clearly mentioned that how regulatory preparedness was in the middle of it. Hence, the directions were clear. Even previously, IndiGo had sent a hard-worded letter also not only to the CEO, but also to the top IndiGo management, asking them to make certain changes, which have been done. Other than that, serious warnings have also been issued, not just to the top management, but also to the operational management. That clearly, now the report, the DGCA's findings says that they had failed to maintain the operational preparedness. Other than that, the FDTL norm that was in the center of this entire controversy, they also, how the implementation was initially delayed, then the pilot body goes to the court, and then the DGCA says that, okay, we are implementing it. But even then, even despite more than a year periods of time, how the airlines did not pay any heed. IndiGo, particularly if we talk in this particular case, how no implementation according to FDTL norms were made, and that is why when it was initiated in the last moment, such chaos was seen. Also, we have previously, CNN News 18 has exclusively spoken to pilot bodies and pilots who had said on anonymity that they were ready to fly, but they were not put on rosters.
Right.
So that allegation was also serious. And in the same context, now the airline, the DGCA has also come out with a detailed report, and it clearly mentions one line that says that it was inadequate regulatory preparedness that caused this attack.
Right, Anwar, thank you so much for that very, very important news break. We had been bringing to you exactly all of these details by Anvit's investigation. He had spoken to very many of these pilots who were ready to come on roll, and yet they were not rostered. And that was that effective implementation of the revised flight duty time limitation that was not done by IndiGo, and because of which IndiGo has been heavily fined, 22.2 crore rupees. That's the amount of fine that it is now serving. We will keep an eye on this big story, but right now we're turning our attention to the Super Saturday debate. And tonight we focus on West Bengal, the political crucible of Indian democracy, as the 2026 Assembly elections loom just months away. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited West Bengal today, inaugurating the first Vande Bharat sleeper train connecting Howrah and Guwahati, and flagging off multiple Amrit Bharat Express and infrastructure projects, a high-profile development push that officials say enhances regional connectivity and underlines national priorities of modernization. But within hours of the development launch, the political temperature surged. In a public rally in Malda in West Bengal, the Prime Minister moved from infrastructure to intense political attack, calling for Asli Poriborton, real change, accusing the Trinamool Congress government in Bengal of converting infiltrators into voters within courts. And they have also been accused of corruption and of looting the poor. The Prime Minister also went on to urge the voters to choose a BJP state and government in the state. And in a sharp counterpoint, the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, while inaugurating the Jalpaiguri circuit bench, accused the BJP-led centre of withholding funds from her state, criticized what she describes as the misuse of central investigative agencies, and also appealed for protection of democratic norms. These competing narratives of governance, development, identity and institutional authority now define the public discourse in Bengal's election year, with each side accusing the other of undermining the state's social fabric and democratic processes. So here's the central question of this election year. Will 2026 bring the Asli Poriborton the BJP promises, or will the Trinamool Congress's entrenched political base and regional resilience hold sway?
अब बंगाल में भी विकास की गंगा बहेगी और बीजेपी ये काम करके रहेगी। टीएमसी के नेता सालों से यहाँ घुसपैठियों को बसाने, उन्हें वोटर बनाने का खेल खेल रहा है।
There are so many agencies are defaming, deliberate attempt to defame. Please protect the people.
Let me take this across to my guests who joined me on the broadcast on the Super Saturday debate. Sanjay Verma, National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is with us. Also with us is Tauseefur Rahman, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. Also joining us are columnist Pratim Ranjan Bose, I beg your pardon, and also Kapil Madan. Let me, in fact, first begin with Sanju Verma, the only lady on the panel tonight. Prime Minister is talking about Asli Poriborton. That's what West Bengal needs. And he has appealed to all the voters, particularly in the border district of Malda. And that's where that entire poll bugle has been sounded by the BJP for Bengal. Where do you see this headed, Sanju?
Yeah, there are two women on the panel, but Griha, you're on the other side. Yes. And, women voters have cracked the whip and, delivered an astounding victory to the BJP in the BMC elections. But I'll come straight to the topic at hand. I think the biggest story, apart from the resounding BJP victory in Maharashtra corporation elections, is the fact that Mamata Banerjee's bluff has been called out, first by the Kolkata High Court, then by the Supreme Court. Imagine the audacity of Mamata Banerjee going to an investigation site, barging in along with the DGP, decamping with the electronic evidence and with the green file, which has now become infamous. The Supreme Court clearly said that a sitting chief minister cannot abet lawlessness. The Supreme Court has put a stay on all the FIRs that were registered by the TMC's Mamata Banerjee regime against the Enforcement Directorate. And the Supreme Court has clearly said that, you know, every ounce of CCTV footage dating back to the 8th of January 2026, when that unfortunate incident happened, when Mamata Banerjee barged into an ongoing investigation, that needs to be preserved. But I just want to say one thing very
Sanju, complete your point. Complete your point. But I also want to come in here and say that the Prime Minister categorically has chose to stay away from this entire ED versus Trinamool Congress Mamata Banerjee aspect. He has not touched upon that point at all while he was speaking in Malda.
That's a fair point, Griha. But I don't think the Prime Minister needs to speak on a matter that is currently sub judice. But as the national spokesperson of the BJP, I don't have that many limitations, and I will not, hesitate in calling a spade a spade. I will just say one thing. I think this election in 2026 in West Bengal is not just about a vote against Mamata Banerjee, a vote against her incompetence, a vote against the TMC's Gundagardi, a vote against the fact that Mamata Banerjee is rabidly Hindu-phobic and is not even apologetic about it. This vote will be a vote to punish TMC. You know, I just want to say one thing. Today there's a man called Ashok Chandra Das, a young BLO who committed suicide, and in his suicide note he said he was being pressurized by TMC goons to not do his job. Do you remember a couple of days back, Adivasi MP of BJP, Khagen Murmu, was attacked in West Bengal? And do you remember a young Adivasi BLO, Nivedita Mondal, was attacked by a Trinamool Congress Panchayat Samiti head? So the limited point I'm making is that Mamata Banerjee's goons have run amok. And for anyone who says that, oh, the center has starved Mamata Banerjee of funds, very quickly I want to say this. Mamata Banerjee refused to implement Ayushman Bharat in West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee refused to implement PM Kisan in Bengal. Mamata Banerjee refused to implement, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana in Bengal. Mamata Banerjee has refused to implement, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana in Bengal. You have the audacity to starve West Bengal of Prime Minister Modi's welfare-oriented schemes. Then you have the audacity to attack our leaders. और ऊपर से रोना धोना भी करना है आपको मतलब you want to have the cake and eat it too. Sorry, it's not going to work anymore. People can feel
Tausif, this is a direct attack against Mamata Banerjee and the Trinamool Congress while in West Bengal the Prime Minister has launched it. Interestingly, Mamata Banerjee did not refrain from mentioning this entire ED aspect. She touched upon it in the presence of the CJI and also the Union Law Minister, talking about how central agencies are being arm-twisted and made to run after non-BJP governments in certain states. In this case, of course, the state of West Bengal. Where do you see this battle between the Prime Minister and the West Bengal Chief Minister headed?
See, this self-centric Prime Minister is not coming new in West Bengal. I mean, he's been loitering in West Bengal since 2014, 2016, 2019, 21.
Okay.
Griha, I take objection to that kind of language.
Tausif, all right, point taken,
I don't
Sanju.
think so. I've used any unparliamentary words.
All right, let him complete his point. Let him complete his point.
Anyways,
No, it is noted, Sanju. Your objection is noted. Tausif, go ahead, make your point, and then maybe we can again proceed with the debate and not engage in these personal brickbats.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please.
Thank you. Ma'am, if someone can call the whole Trinamool Congress Gunda, so I'm not calling anyone Gunda. So anyways, he's a self-centric Prime Minister. And he's been coming here. And it doesn't make any difference. Because of this unplanned SIR, more than 80 people have lost their life. And he is using such words like ruthless. So I'm saying actually he is ruthless. And when he's attacked our people, those who speak Bengali in BJP ruling state, and you call us ruthless. The Prime Minister who deprived the people of Bengal, the Prime Minister who stopped the
Ms. Tausif,
central funds.
allow me to come in here. That's exactly the attack that's coming in from the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, that you are also selectively outraging over what you are calling deaths in the name of SIR. Why selectively talk about certain deaths and not just talk about it in amalgamation? What about Khagen Murmu? That is the point that Sanju also raised.
I am talking about more than 80 people. Whether they are from BJP or whether they are from Trinamool Congress or whether they are Aam Aadmi, whatsoever. We have lost 80 people because of this unplanned SIR. This is what we are focusing. And where are we going wrong? And anyways, you have a parliamentary report, what you have given to Bengal. Okay? Why don't you show it to us? Why don't you make it public? I mean, a Prime Minister who's only focusing on election and double engine state, which is also a failure, is talking about Bengal. I'm talking about today. The Danga party, who's well known for its communal angle, who has sold the nation from railway station to airport, who failed the economy but shown growth on hunger index, should not open his mouth.
Let him complete.
I mean, I challenge Mr. Modi. To bring the parliamentary report and make it public about the central funds given to Bengal.
But Tausif, he did mention about a CAG report. He did mention about the flood relief that was not sent out to the people of Malda. It was eaten by members of the Trinamool Congress. That was the direct accusation that came from the PM.
Where is the report? Why don't you make it public? That's a funds report. You can make it public, ma'am. That's not a secret agency. This is not NASA. This is not ISRO. This is a fund. But let me complete. Let me complete.
No, you've been speaking.
Sanju,
Griha,
Sanju.
you have to give me time to reply.
Yeah, please go ahead.
You know, Griha, somebody from TMC sitting and lecturing on the economy when the economy has grown at 8.08% on an average in the last 4 financial years, and IMF have just 48 hours back said that we've upgraded our GDP growth forecast to 7.4% from 6.6%. We are the fastest growing economy in the world. We've overtaken Japan to become the world's 4th largest, and will be overtaking Germany to become the world's 3rd largest. Can I please finish?
Yeah, Sanju, do you have a point about the CAG report? Yeah, you came in well. We were mentioning the CAG report. Make your point, then I'll go back to Tausif because we have Kapil and Pratim also waiting.
You know, let me be very clear, Griha. I will say what I need to say.
Sure.
Currently, it is not the Modi government which is on trial. It is Mamata Banerjee who is going into elections as the sitting chief minister. And I want to tell you, highest inflation, West Bengal. Highest unemployment rate, West Bengal. The Arjikar rape case, she said, hua to hua. Kolkata Law College rape, she said, hua to hua. Durgapur rape horror, she said, hua to hua. Murshidabad riots, a father and son were killed, she said, hua to hua. She has a problem with CAA. She has a problem with the Waqf Amendment Act. She has not diverged out of the 3,700 crores given to her during the Amphan cyclone. How did she spend that money? More than 5,000 crores were given to her to set up fast-track courts.
Tausif, quickly, because this was a claim that was made by Mamata Banerjee while in Jalpaiguri, and she has once again accused the centre not divulging enough fund, not disbursing enough funds for West Bengal, while on the one hand, there are many other central schemes that the West Bengal government chooses to not implement in the state.
Why don't you come with the same show and call Sanju Verma ji and call Tausif Rahman as well with a parliamentary report, and let's discuss kya mila or nahi mila. I am there. You can drag me to the court as well if I'm lying. But I don't understand, because I am not here to talk about the rape. Because if you see about the rape, why don't you compare Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan with the indexes like this? But I don't want to derail this debate. The BJP, on the other hand, behaves like a migratory bird who appears only election in Bengal. They arrive with drama, false promises, a manufactured narrative of development, then vanish the moment responsibility is demanded from them. They got 70 seats. In 2019, they got 18 MP seats. What they have done? Do they have any reports on that? I can give you the reports.
Okay.
Where is it?
All right. Kapil, would you call this entire development pitch manufactured one, as has been mentioned by Tausif? Kapil?
So let me begin by saying, and I say this with a sense of responsibility, that Asli Poriborton, which the Honorable Prime Minister was speaking of, we've all witnessed what has happened in Delhi. There were very loud pitches, there were loud rhetorics about change, etc. We've seen, the major plank in this Delhi election was pollution. Major plank in this Delhi election was cleaning of Yamuna. We've seen how, Yamuna is even more polluted. We've seen the worst form of pollution here in Delhi in the past 1 decade. Worst, where
Delhi is not the
we
topic of the
were.
debate. I'm
Hold on,
sorry. Please
hold
come.
on, hold on,
Delhi is
hold
Sanju,
not
on,
the
let him
topic
hold
complete
of
on.
his point.
Hold
Let him
on,
get
Delhi
to
is
the
hold
not
point
the
that
on.
he's
topic of
making.
the
Hold
debate.
on.
Kapil,
I get your
Sanju,
anxiety,
Sanju,
Anju. I
let him
get your
complete his point.
anxiety, Anju.
Yes, Kapil.
Of course,
Delhi
what
is
you
not the
what you
topic
do
of
in
the
other
debate.
Take your
You
states.
turn,
cannot agree
Sanju,
on
please.
Hold
this.
on.
Please, I
So
request
This
you.
so
is
so
not the
what?
topic of the
So
debate. You
so
cannot
I
ask
so
people
let
to
me.
speak on anything
All
that
right,
you
So
want.
Kapil.
Should
You
I speak
quickly
on
come to West
Karnataka?
Bengal now. All right.
Sanju,
Should I speak on
so
Karnataka?
basically what
Sanju,
Should I
let
speak
him
on
let
what
him
Sanju
complete
is
his
Karnataka?
saying.
point.
No,
So
no,
let me
Priya,
why,
let
should
me
I
why?
let me.
speak
So
on
what Sanju is
Karnataka?
saying. So
Should I
what
speak
what
on
what?
Telangana?
So, hold on.
Should
Okay,
I speak
okay,
on
okay.
He's now
Karnataka?
So
speaking on
Telangana?
West Bengal. He's
What
done making the
Sanju is
analogy.
saying.
He's making about.
What
He's talking
Sanju
about West
is
Bengal.
Because you are very quick to cut
what
me
Sanju
short.
is saying right
Why
now.
can't you ask him
Hold
to
on,
speak
hold on.
on the
I
topic
get,
at
I
hand?
get.
Sanju, we
So
only have 20
I
minutes on the
understand your
debate.
anxiety.
Yeah.
I
All right, Kapil.
understand Sanju's anxiety.
Kapil.
So once you make up,
Everybody,
once a
everybody.
political party make a pitch in a particular state and they fail to perform and fail to deliver, of course, when they try to replicate the same pitch in West Bengal, you will ask question what you've done here. You will
So, do
ask
you
question what
think
you've done
this
here.
entire development project, this entire sleeper Vande Bharat that is linking Howrah to
No, I'll tell you
Guwahati,
what.
all of
No,
this doesn't work for the people of West Bengal?
I can tell you what is the situation in Delhi for sure because I come from Delhi. You have a situation where the Honorable High Court is intervening on the pollution. You have a situation where the Honorable High Court is intervening because patients are in this shivering cold. They are sitting. They are forced to sleep outside. So if you're not able to do it in Delhi, where your entire cabinet is, where your entire parliament it is,
Can I
Okay.
come in?
what
All
kind
right.
of Poriborton?
Pratim,
What kind of
Pratim,
Poriborton? Why
Pratim, do
not
you
a
think
Poriborton
Griha,
here?
this is not fair.
No, I am
Sanju,
asking
I
you.
have to give the other panelists a chance. I have heard what
All
Kapil
I
had to
say.
say, but Pratim has been very,
No,
very patiently
no.
waiting. Pratim, Malda, the choice of district that the Prime Minister chose to start this entire poll campaign for West Bengal, it's a very, very strategic one because it is a border district. He's spoken about infiltrations. He's spoken about how infiltrators come in and they are the vote bank of the Trinamool Congress. It's a very, very direct charge.
No, undoubtedly. First of all, BJP has ground in Malda, so that is one reason. And tomorrow's venue is even more interesting.
Shigur,
That is
yes.
Singur, because that is from where our entire hope of an economic turnaround has been demolished. And what we are witnessing now over the decade is we always saw center state confrontation in West Bengal, right? We have a history. But it has never reached a level where there is a constitutional breakdown. And we are there now. So, as a law abiding citizen, I am not very pleased because it is creating a precedence. Just as one Singur had cost us, all investors have shied away. Similarly, this is creating a bad instance. So, back to the topic, and in a border state, as you mentioned, regarding the issue of infiltrators and vote bank politics, this is like cast in stone. It is proven. How many times you have to prove it, right? We all know, whosoever live here, we know the realities, the political economy. The SIR is a big change. I have done my pre-poll Reiki in couple of constituencies.
Okay.
One of them is a completely Trinamool constituency, bastion. One is a BJP bastion, and one is a border thing. And the results were interesting. Is that number one, the common people, the Hindus I am talking about,
Okay.
they are very happy with the SIR. They want it to happen.
Okay.
So this is where you see, and the grievances against Trinamool, even in Trinamool, bastion has gone up. How it will translate into
Okay,
votes
so
is
talking
another
about
issue.
Trinamool Bastion, and that's a fair point that Pratim is making. Tosif, is Trinamool Congress feeling the pinch? First Malda, tomorrow it is Singur, the very place from where Mamata Banerjee got propelled into making that political foray. Do you think it will turn out to be a crucible for Mamata, and that's where we're seeing all of this lashing out that's coming in from the state chief minister? She did what the Prime Minister did not, rake in the entire ED and central agencies angle.
See, if if someone's sitting on a national television and giving me an exit poll before 3 months that someone is happy or someone is not, so that means someone is happy, they're going to vote for BJP. I mean, it's a democracy. Anyone can do anyone can like anything. We are not against the SIR. We were always against the SIR because of the intention. I mean, how are we supposed to go against the SIR? We were against the process. So if the process is fine, then UP is losing 3 crore people, and Bengal, where the whole attack was under Bengal, the geographical status says that Rohingya, who, like they told that Rohingya is coming inside, but Rohingya borders doesn't even share with Bengal. So the BJP doesn't want to win Bengal through democracy. They want to conquer Bengal through hate, intimidation, and systematic attack on our identity. Their frustration has gone because Bengal has rejected them time and again. And each defeat has made them more vicious. But this time, their downfall will be absolute and
Was that the
irreversible.
fear because of which Mamata Banerjee barged into an open raid by the Enforcement Directorate, for which 2 courts have not given a verdict in her
That
favour?
was
We
our
are still
fundamental
waiting for
right.
a
We did
second
that.
hearing by the Supreme Court. But the fact that it was an open spectacle before the national, international media, do you think that is the reason? The fear, the SIR, and some kind of secrets of the Trinamool Congress?
You know, I
That
have to
was-
be given time to rebut.
Yeah, I'll give you the last word, Sanju.
That was a fundamental right
Okay.
of privacy, and that's
All right.
why we have gone to
Right of
Supreme Court
privacy.
and
Yes,
High
Sanju.
Court as well.
All right,
So it's
Sanju.
all
Thank
right.
you. Sanju.
You know, Griha, please moderate the debate, and I don't want to be heckled. I've heard everyone very carefully, and I just want to tell Kapil Madan, the debate is not on, Prime Minister Modi or Uttar Pradesh or New Delhi. If you talk about New Delhi, I will talk about Karnataka, where on the 30th of December, 400 Muslim families
Arey, we are
at 4
talking
Yeah,
a.m.
you
about
made
the
that
promise-
point, Sanju.
Winter
Go ahead.
Olympics
You have the
made by
last
the
word. We
Prime
only have 30
Minister.
seconds.
I am
You're
talking
right.
about the Prime Minister's promises.
Sanju, last word.
You
30
know,
seconds.
This is what I
She's
don't
saying
like.
you will make promise, you will fail, but you
Kapil,
should not
let
be
her make the
questioned.
point now.
That's
I
the
have to
bizarre
wrap it
logic.
up.
This is the
Yes,
most bizarre logic.
Sanju, 20 seconds.
This is the most bizarre logic.
No, not 20 seconds. You don't give me time to speak. What
Sanju,
exactly?
last word. I really have
It
I'm very
is
short on time on the debate.
absolutely
Sanju, please
bizarre.
go ahead, make the point. Make the point, otherwise we don't have that much time.
Yes. Griha, please keep quiet. Let me finish.
Sure.
Congress is nowhere in the equation, did not win a single seat in 2021 assembly elections. Kapil Madan can jump up and down. It does not matter. And I want to tell Tausif just one thing.
But Sanju, what
Mamata
is the point?
I'm coming to the point.
He doesn't
Please
even
wait.
answer.
My
All right, 10
point is
seconds,
simple.
Sanju, 10 seconds,
Point
please. Go
is
ahead.
simple.
She
Point
doesn't
is
have an
simple.
answer.
Griha,
She doesn't have an answer.
machinery has in West Bengal.
And she absolutely doesn't
And
have
I
an
want to
answer.
just
What
say,
Sanju is trying to do is, what Sanju is
All
saying.
right, it is a cacophony. It is a cacophony.
Thank you.
But
Hindus
we will
are
leave
not
it at that.
even
Sanju, I have to wrap this. The first sleeper Vande Bharat train rolled in to connect the land of Ma Kali with the land of Ma Kamakhya. So when the Prime Minister says, Paltano Dorkar Chai BJP Sarkar, which translates to a change here, you need a BJP government. Are these development initiatives reshaping the voter priorities in West Bengal, or the state-center tensions will emerge as advantage Didi in the run-up to 2026? We are yet to find out. With that, it's a wrap.